Okay, it looks like we should be live. So, this is probably my first time properly streaming. The reason doing this is I've been developing this project for the last 5 years. And it's time to start showing it off a little bit more, get a little bit more hype, see people what they think about it, feedback, that kind of stuff. So even if people aren't here to watch, they can come back later, check it out, give me any feedback, so that would be great. Yeah, essentially what we're going to be doing is jumping into the virtual tabletop that I've been working on in Unreal Engine for a long time now. I'm still trying to work out where everything is in YouTube. Hey, there we go, I'm working it out now. Okay, cool, I'm just gonna shoot that to my Discord, so they know what is happening. Wait, okay, cool. So what we're doing today is modal menus, essentially. So if we start up the game, and forgive it, it's going to be square, so things may not be aspect correct, but you know, we're going to pop open the building menu. Let's just plop down the floor so we can see what we're doing. Great. In these menus we have items, so like these items may be this plant which we could drag over here and paint it on. Pretty cool. You know, apart with all the erase, all that stuff, but all these are the same general asset. So what I'm thinking of is trying to have this be more modal, so like essentially you could be here in the building menu, you could be doing stuff, searching, and then you find something you want to actually use as a scatter tool. You could just, you know, open the menu up here, drop it in. So everything here is in terms of like 2 seconds. Is my stream still working, or is it just going to terrible frame rate? Oh, my stream playback is not at full res. That makes sense. Okay, cool. So we're back then. Yeah, I'm thinking about moving all that stuff into modal menus because essentially it's a data asset, and those data assets should essentially be able to be used anywhere. So a good example of this is even how the menus are made in this game. Like we have landscape button, right? If we have a look through here, we get all the sub-menu data for that layer. So things like the tile menu and what widget it points to, that kind of stuff. So everything can sort of be just constructed in data assets rather than needing to go back through the whole, you know, go back to all the crap and add it into a widget and write it to screen and manage it and that kind of stuff. So no, we don't do that. That's just not going to work. It's same with the game presets. So the whole game presets for default is all built-in data assets. So let's pull up an actual object and have a look at it so we can have a bit of a reference before we go into things. So if I'm just going to pop into maybe nature, trees, just pick this conifer. So this is what one of our assets look like. We have our mesh, we have our thumbnail, we have our materials for that, and yeah, so within this we have all the data. Cool thing is with these and adding new assets, right, we can just right click this, and this is the sick thing about Unreal. And I guess my past job I was working as a senior technical artist, so like tooling is sort of what I do. So if we come to scripted asset actions, we have a few on the data asset, we have a couple of different bits here, but what we can do is just come down to generate thumbnail, and you'll see a little thing down here, starting task, and essentially that's just generating a thumbnail for us. I'm just going to cancel it because don't need another thumbnail for it. And yeah, there's some really cool stuff like that. We even have like our own little renamers and conversion tools, and this little handy thing which is a live recreation of my library, so I can see those thumbnails in real time and check them. I can even click them, and on my other screen it opened up this menu which is a custom tool that we built, so it lets you scroll through the data assets and change them. Super handy. So you could always have a look around, see the settings, see if it needs any transform modifications. Assets have a lot of stuff and they're all hidden via metadata keys. So for a bit of an example, if I pulled this up and went to, where is it? I've got a plugin here somewhere. So plugins, yeah, plugins, recommons, so Realm Engine Commons library. We'll go to the building object. Sorry, that's just the, so where are we? Probably in publics, aren't we? Yeah. So this is our build object. It's a long one. So it's just a lot of definitions and metas. What it's doing here is things like our struct for our building object parameters. Things like is it hidden, locked, visible players, group names, floor name. There's a lot. And token data. So all these are more data assets wrapped inside data assets to sort of contain the whole system. But what I was just coming here to show is like you won't see a lot of the options in game or in the editor, because the mode of the item itself is not set. So for an example, if I was to come to this build object and press F12 just to go to it quickly, we'll see here we got meta tags that are editing the condition. So essentially if skeletal mass is false, then we're not even going to bother. We're just going to hide the fact that you can add a static. Makes things for just programming a lot easier. And if someone else is coming into the system, it's super easy. Because yeah, essentially if I was to pop this open and go, oh, you know what? It does contain audio. It's then going to prompt me for an audio data asset, which we could do with, you know, a little bit of wind, something like that. But yeah, that's sort of enough on what is the underlying system for it. So yeah, I think we'll get to start working on the menus. So yeah, we're going to move all these into some side menus, which look like this, but they're going to have tabs on the side. And that will allow us to eliminate these menus, which would be pretty great. Because yeah, and that's the key. Everything being modal is just super handy for this kind of stuff. So, you know, if we wanted to, I don't know, just come here, grab some hams, drop hams all around the map, like we shouldn't have to go to another menu to do that. But yeah, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that the game will let you do. Just remove those for now. And it's the same thing, like it's over here. We could just paint these on without needing to jump between different menus. It seems really, really stupid. So, where to start? Okay, we're gonna need to find the class for the actual tool tray. So I tried to get things fairly clean. They're probably not that clean. So I'm just gonna use the find toolbar. No, okay, cool. Tool. Not happening. Okay, fine. Let's have a look. Toolbar. So we got a lot here, actually. Crap. I always forget how many things have the label tool in them. Okay, so we have this tool tray class. Here we go. Cool. So we have this dude up here, which I think, sure what it's doing. So I'm just going to check and play again and see if it's in one of the sub menus, particularly the outliner menu. What that is okay, to save this, what I'm going to do is freaking I didn't mean to exit gate. Okay, you've got to go somewhere else, so you stop popping up. Okay, we'll make this editor in playable in Pi. Sick. Alright, that's a bit better. Actually lets me see what I'm doing. So what I think it may be part of is the object menu. So I'm just going to pop a few of these out quickly. Okay, so it's not there. These will still work, don't they? Ah, well, colors don't work. Okay, there's another bug to add to the list for tonight. Oh, it does. No, it actually does work. It's they're not updating, they're not taking their set parameters. That's actually going to be a quick one. Let's try and do that. So having a look at this tool menu, let's find it. Here, light control. Okay, cool. So this one isn't obviously initialized yet. So in this menu, let's have a look. When we open the user interface, we're getting valid reference and we're setting the color. That's fine. Okay, so what we need is we need to turn those other values. So when interesting, I haven't got anything bound on the brightness changing. What? Attenuation radius, slider horizontal. This may be the wrong menu. Hold on. This is the wrong menu. This is going into retired. You're done. Okay, I always get those mixed up, right? Okay, so let's go back to user interface. Toolbar? QA toolbar? No, so we don't want a context toolbar. I don't remember what widget it's in. It's been a while since I've kind of fucked with that bit. Let's have a look. No, you're just a comma style. Okay, I guess I could use a widget reflector. It's actually something I haven't used before, so that'll be fun. I have no idea how this thing works, so this is all going to be new. Does it do anything? No. Oh, there we go, it does. Fuck yes. Okay. CUI main menu container. So that's our full asset tree. Tile settings panel. Okay, that's good. That's where we want. So tile setting panel. Tool tray. Ah, it's a child of tool tray panel class. Okay, that's making more sense. Let's go take a look at it. Alright, so this is our tool tray panel class. So we have this little toolbar tab box. This is actually another widget I've made. It's not currently visible at the moment for some reason. Alright, so it has a list of stuff we can put in here. So if we were to make a start, I would prefer this would have been a data like asset, but time, we don't have that time. Okay, so I should have everything still fairly well labeled. Saying that, I can't find an icon called foliage, so doing freaking good. Okay, there we go. Cool. Remember, you can always shift right click, shift left click to like hot copy paste. So make sure the pressed icon is lit up, the default icon is not. And the next sub menu, what are we doing? Foliage and scatter. Okay, so scatter. And I should, again, have an icon for that. Perfect. I actually don't know if I've got a colored variant of that one. I don't. That's a later problem. Ah, fuck, it is a later problem. No, it's fine. So we're making a little start there. Okay, so what if we come to this sub menu and we try and check out what's here? And if the camera shakes, apologies, my cat is standing on top of my computer because it is warm. Cats. All right. So we have this sub menu. Where is it? It's size box. This is okay. So yeah, this is all injected via the actual start of this. Clearing all the children, selecting it, getting the tool tray, sub menus. Enter. No, that makes sense. Yeah, get. Loop to the property. Why are you? Should be coming from there. Okay, cool. So we're going to loop through, we're going to break the structure, we're going to check the array, we're going to get that index. Does it make sense? Okay, so maybe what I want to do is, shit, what am I doing? It should be just going from that, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Add the child, bind, open and bind. That's when we'll add the details, which is the stuff that's more stuff in it. Okay, so yeah, okay, cool. So this is a sub menu, and then we can actually see the widget that's being instantiated with it, and that is this sunlight panel. I feel like this is not the widget that's in it. That's the widget that's being used as a demo for it. Modal menus. Okay. What would we need? There should be something in light settings, light control. There we. Nope. Why does that look like the old one? Maybe I did just try and retire my old one. Oh yeah, no, this is the correct one. Yeah, it shows attenuation and stuff. Alright. That is really weird, because I feel like I should have hue and sat bound on the output. What's happening? So we open the user interface, we set the color from the actual light that's in the scene. We'll take our sliders, we'll divide it by 100. I can't remember why I'm doing that. I just don't care though. Set the check states, that's cool. Wait. I'm gonna go check that light menu again. I feel like it's either a lot of this is disabled or not used, or I just actually haven't found the right menu. So let's go to building and try and just find a light. Like one of these guys. Sweet. Yeah, no, it is a completely different menu. This is the details menu. Bam, selection details. Look at that. Selection details, and what we actually want is object details. Now that is where I want. And look at that, we actually got bindings to the hue and saturation. And should be running setup to check if we're constructed. Ugh, there's a lot of mess in here. I feel like we should be running the update color before we finish this. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, again. Like it is red, but that saturation is wrong. There's definitely still some issues with fires. I wonder if that's actually present in the environment lighting. Yeah, it does the same thing where the actual stays from what the last color was. There's another bug, yay. Okay, so here's our big issue. We changed the color and the brightness is gone. That actually shouldn't be too bad to deal with. I'm sorry for the amount of tabs I have up. I'm a tab whore. And I can't be able to close them all. Anyway, let's move. So we have these parameters. Every time we update these guys, we're not able to take the lighting, so that's fine. So the way we're going to be able to do that is update lighting color. That's in the game object, right? Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we don't want to set brightness on it either, so let's have a look. Wait a minute, what? Why are we not setting the light parameters? Okay, and the cat has knocked my camera. On. Sorry, okay. Camera's been moved just a little bit because of feline intervention. Okay. Here's my worry. Why am I setting... I shouldn't be able to fuck with data assets, so... That's really interesting. You should be thinking that this should at least be referencing an actor in the scene, right? Ah, this is the master game object. You know what we're doing? We're not... Oh. Okay. I feel like I need to get this something... object. Yeah, get object parameters. That's what I needed to set. And we'll break that, and I am sure that right on the bottom of it we're going to have light object effects. So we're going to set that struct. Lighting color. Sweet. Okay, so that's done, and it means that we should just be able to do the same thing down here on light intensity. We're just going to drag this up. And we'll change the color to brightness. Sick. Okay. Okay, that's a little cleaner. So let's see now if that works. So the plan is going to be to see if now when we update the color, our brightness in the scene still stays the same. It doesn't revert. So it's all about saving that within the data structure. Let's have a look. Place a fire down for now. Click it. Alright, so we're going to adjust the color and we'll push up the brightness and we're going to change the color again. Yeah, that works. And cool, that's one bug fixed. Sick. Like, I still need to fix this issue with the color menu's not real. Okay, that is completely wrong because obviously this is... If I go to green and I try to bring down green, okay, it's not going to work. What if I bring it to pink? Okay, so something's not working there. Cool, we got another one. Okay, so that one shouldn't be too bad. We can see our color is changing just at the bottom. There's like a really long blue and purple range and then a really quick red to pink. How does that look in our environment sliders? It seems similar. Okay, yeah, no matter what we do. Okay, I see sort of what's happening then. Let's go back and take a look at that. We're just going to move this load out of the way so we're not getting confused. So every time we update the lighting settings, we're setting this... You know what? We probably want to promote this to a local variable so that we can actually keep track of it here. Wait. Yeah. We'll try that. We'll set the light parameters. Intensity. Yeah, okay, so that should be fine. If it isn't, then we'll sort of know what's going wrong. I don't want to keep having to do this, so I'm just going to quickly save this map so I can come back to it later and just quickly check this. So let's save as fire test. Cool. Alright, so let's click that again. We have brightness all the way up. We try and move the color, but it goes straight to white. We move the saturation, that works. So what if we just unbound saturation for now and see what happens? Okay, so if we come here, saturation. How did I miss it? Wait, hold on. Okay, so we have the saturation picker, which has to cast to the game light object. We're going to then... Okay, so we're getting the object parameters, reading the light from that, and then passing that stuff back. We update lighting color. That makes sense. HSV. Everything seems right. Huge saturation. Yep. Yeah, okay. So then if we come to the value. Wait a second. If setup is complete, then yes, we want to do this and push. Are these the wrong way around? Wait. That's right. Yeah. For some reason I got... Okay. Sick. Don't really care about that one right now. Except for the fact that that's might be a better way to do it. Yeah, because we set it on the entry, we don't need to do that. But do we need to set the member in the master? So if we come to this and we say light object parameters, we'll be able to push that in. Oop. Push that in. That in, and the structure. Let's have a look if that works. Okay, no, I'm going to unbind this sat. I can't figure out what's going on if it's going to keep doing that. That's your updating light color. God, this is a mess. I really need to clean this up. Saturation updated. Okay. Let's still run it, but we'll just set the saturation to 1. Didn't really do that. That's actually quite handy. I should be using the set members. Okay, cool. That's interesting. Okay. Now we're just going to turn that off, and then what we're going to do is set our saturation to 1. Every time we update the color, should update the sat, right? Let's try that one. So we're gonna smack down table, no, another fireplace, check it, try and update the color, sorry, brightness first, then color. Look at that, rainbow fire, hell yeah. It means we're doing something good, and look at that, it's not changed the brightness whenever we do this, so we can rule the issue down to completely being a part of the saturation. Fuck yeah, love that shit. I love when something is able to be narrowed down. Alright, let's have a look. So we have this standard stuff, so yep, we're gonna wait till it's set up to actually run this stuff. What have we done here that's different? Let's try set member color. That way we should be able just to set it, and rather than oh, it's going new. That's an RGB. Okay. That's a bit annoying, so we are still gonna have to do it this way. Easy. Okay, so HSV to RGB conversion, update the lighting color. See, like, yeah, we're updating the lighting color just the hue, saturation at 1. What does this saturation wheel actually do? I should double check that. Maybe there's something wrong in its, like, actual code. So what saturation value? We'll probably need to do a print and we'll have a look. So that all still works great. So 0, 1, okay, we're gonna go back to 0. Yeah, cool. Okay, so it seems like it's working. Like, plugging it just back in is not going to make it work. But, fuck it. Really interesting. I actually sort of don't understand why that's happening. It must actually be an error within the, like, UMG color picker I built. Let's have a look. So we construct and we create the dynamic material instances. Load and save, set color. Is that have been plugged in? Okay, let's have a look. Update lighting. I love when I lose the menu. Like, we're doing nothing different. I've got to be like overlooking some stupid inconsistency I've done. Okay, so let's just move this print statement then. So we know once we're moving at the top, we get 0 to 1 and back to like. So let's see what the actual sat value is coming out of this. How good is that? See if we get 0 out of that. There we go. So reading this from the game object is a 0. No, that makes sense. Why is that a 0? Why are we setting... Isn't this meant to be a conversion? No, we're already putting it back to RGB. Like, shouldn't have to do that because it should just set the member in the struct, but it's like, who knows? Still getting 0s. Hell yeah. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute. Hey, what if we try and... Okay, fuck it. Let's break the color. Let's break the sat out from when we are in the update light color. Maybe that'll tell us something about this. I love how I came on here to do something completely different, found a small bug, and had gotten completely sidetracked trying to fix that ADHD life. Woo! Okay. So yeah, 0 won't change to light. Ah, there we go. See, like, fuck, we're getting something again. That's so weird. The saturation's working there. When we change the color, the sat goes back. Literally, we are getting there. Okay. That's gonna work. What if we just try to promote it to a variable? I'm gonna print after as well, just to see. We'll throw a different color on it so we know what we're looking at, but I'm wondering if I take this. No, I should take it from there and then I can check if it's actually embedded in the light parameter color, like whatever. Okay. Every time, fat fingered F1. Okay. 0 makes sense. Turn it up. 0, and then we turn this around. So, like you can see, we're getting the same values. This is probably just my idiocy that has screwed up something here. Yeah, I don't know. Is it the fact that we didn't write it properly? Hear me out. So if we do that, promote this to a variable as well, then what we can do is throw hue and sat into there. Be even freaking better, what we could do is remove that so that we just have even better, remove that, and we just have the like really way cleaner setup. So then we're only doing one, we're setting those variables, and then we will send that to an RGB to HSV conversion. Let's try that. At least then there's two variables within the blueprint which are holding that data while you're moving it. I just put down the ground because I do still like to have something pretty to look at. Okay, so brightness up. There's a color. Sat has dropped again. But not now, not now. Yeah, we fucking go. There we go, boys. We have this. I should really fix that little issue with the colors not aligning. Look, it can't be that hard, can it? For some reason, I feel like it's weirdly difficult because I programmed some of this stuff so long ago. So, I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm just going to bathroom. Let's see if I can do it. So we're probably going to want to try and fix this miniature bug that we have with these. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, let's freaking do this shit. So we're setting the color in here. We're also setting saturation. So let's have a look. Both of these. That's actually just a full UMG, isn't it? It is. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is why I thought it was more complicating. I've actually forgotten how this shit works. Set the color, update the radial color. If this is set to true for the picker, then we're going to set the transform, we'll set the pre-color. So what if I just chuck the false on a pre-color? Sometimes I find this development stuff is like, if you've forgotten, just throw a few things at the wall and see what happens. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty freaking, it just worked. No way to just fucking work. Nothing just worked. No, yeah, see? It didn't. It's illusion. It sets the color, but we need to set it to the color minus the current saturation to get that to look right. Which, that shouldn't be too bad. This is the color saturation, set color radial wheel. Okay, we're gonna set this pre-color, right? We are gonna take that out. We'll grab this crap. Should we? Wait, or should we just bring the current saturation in? Because current S is what we're using. So if I bring that in, will that... Well, it's not going to fix the problem because I didn't connect the false. I got to stop rushing and hitting play. Okay. I'm just trying to find out how to fix one quick little issue. I guess most of my early streams will be like this, right? Until I figure shit out. Cool. So now I'm simultaneously streaming to YouTube and to the Discord for anyone else who's interested. So I don't know how to make text in the chat either. And then we have a chat. Cool. Probably should have done this a while ago, but I started on YouTube because I just need to start working. Anyway. Let's go back and check. So we're working on lighting menus right now. Okay, that's new. It shouldn't have been red, but that's a pretty good indication of what's happening. So that makes the stage. Why does it let me see on my screen? It's like little, I don't know, I'm working this out. Oh yeah, cool. So now I got the live stream up on one side. Okay, that's definitely not what I freaking want. Yeah, I'm a mess at this stuff. Maybe I'll just kill the video and just keep the stream up. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, let's get back into it then. Sorry, I started on YouTube. I've been in there for a while. I've just come over to Discord. I completely forgot about that. Might be. We're tweaking out lighting menus right now. So one of the issues we've had is, I'm just going to restart this because it's fucked up since I've moved it around. We are trying to fix color, saturation, binding, and all that to general assets. Original goal was to go and do modal menus and to finish that stuff up, but you know, we found a bug and we need to fix that. So we punch our brightness up, we change the color, we drop our saturation, and it starts to look good. But the issue is when we come up here, you can see the white dot in the middle. No, that's perfect. We actually got it working this time, except for on our initialization, we're going to need to fix the, what is it? The set, because it's setting without the current saturation, which I think current sat at initialization is like 0. Which shouldn't be too bad. So we just need to set that current sat. It is 0, okay. Current color, white. Fine. Maybe it is just the default value of this color picker. But where are we? On mouse button down. There we go. Sweet, so we're just gonna do some basic stuff where the screen just go from Discord. Yep, there we go, that's better. Hopefully that'll keep working. I swear I need more screens for all this crap. Okay, so yeah, current S is 0. What are you doing? Oh, it's probably not to do with the saturation value. It's probably actually doing with the color set. Set color. Yeah, I get it. You're still setting current S. Create DMIs. Open. So yeah, create a dynamic material instances. Call the open user interface, which should be there. Open user interface. Set color. I'm going to take that color. I'm going to set it to be the sat. Yeah, that makes sense, but we would need to update radial as well, right? Tell the radial will be completely upside down. I'm just going to check again. Yeah, because right now, that is not the color that it's set to be honest. Like, that's the color it should be. Okay, so what are we doing wrong then? I feel like I had an 180 inversion for some reason, and that's probably due to saturation, but we'll find out. It has like a music button. It doesn't know how to use it though. Okay. Back to this. So, what if we click it now? Hey, there we freaking go. So if we tweak that, change this down, turn our brightness up, bring that around. All right, let's do the ultimate test. Let's exit the menu, re-click it. That's correct. Freaking hell yeah. Okay, only issue is the inversion sat is probably fucking with how these first the wheel cut, like the circle in the center and the actual handle on the outside are actually set. Which We didn't be too bad. Yeah, why is that the case? It may also be one of those things that it's too little to even bother wasting time on right now. Let's keep moving. I'll give it 5 more minutes and then I'll move on to the modals. Color picker, yeah, so we're setting those two. Freaking hell, where did I put it? So that's the set there. So I could just, would it just, let me copy the whole thing. I'm inverting the color already. So example, if I just set the pre-color like this, it shouldn't work. It should be completely inverted. Let's have a look. So, building, objects, drag the fire out, click it, let's have a look. Turn the brightness up, move that, close the menu, open the menu again. Okay, no, still no go. But we thought that would be the case. So what we want to try now is setting the sat to be inverted and then setting those two hue to just come from the actual colored object. Maybe I should keep this over to the left so you can see what's happening. Building, object, drag it out, click it, let's do this again. Exit the menu, open it up again. Yeah, it's still white. It should be that creamy color, but I fucking don't know why. Like that's fucking spot on. Like, look at that, it looks great. And I bet it looks awesome in the weather system too, so we're gonna change that. It doesn't actually work, does it? Does it? It does. It fucking still works. That's pretty tits. I actually didn't think it would, to be honest. A lot of times I'll make something new for a menu like this. I'll tweak one thing so everything in that menu works and completely break the other one. There's obviously some issue with initialization. When it starts like it displays that it's the wrong color, but although it's not. So that's probably something for later. Yeah, fuck it. That is for later. All right, let's freaking close tabs to the right and start moving on to modal menus. I shouldn't have closed everything now. I have to go back and find the... let's remember what it's called. It's called Tool Tray Panel Class. Yeah, there we go. So what we want to do is take these tab chains. We're going to bind something on these tab chains. Just for a bit of reference, let's show you actually what these guys are. They are 2 buttons in a horizontal box. They are not built in the widget. They're instantiated upon begin play or construct, sorry, in a widget blueprint, and you can see that here. So we clear the tab box, we get this array of tool tray button sets, which will be on the as a default object, so you can like pretty much pop them in here. Each one of those we can tell it to open a specific widget. I don't think we can do it with this menu, because what we're going to want to do is we probably want to bind. So yeah, here we go. We've got to bind into the press. So yeah, might need to figure out how to make that work. Yeah, so we're going to set the ID and we're going to call tab change. I will need to find what binds to tab change. So we can get control, Alt Shift F. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I should be able to search all the blueprints and find out where tab change is being called. And that should at least give us some idea of how to fix this error. Because yeah, as long as we can have a whole bunch of these buttons that we can switch through, change them on the fly, use data assets to do that, it will make programming the game the longer term, just so much faster. And nothing binds to the tab output. Perfect. So we actually know we're pretty clean to do that. So we can come here, grab the tab, come down to the bottom. There's tab changed. Cool. Let's just do a bit of printing on the string. We're just going to print the number that we're pressing so that we actually know that's working. Let's open the game and have a look. Alright, so we've joined in. Let's just paint down a landscape. Okay, so first off, we notice that those tabs just don't actually pop up on any of the menus we open, to be honest. It's a bit weird. So we got a first bug there, but we'll pop these like shelves out. And we'll click on one of them. Yeah, so we got no tabs. We should have them popping up here. So something is not displaying them correctly. That's not too bad, we can fix that. Yeah. What if actually, let me just try to open it. Yeah, nah, it's not happening. All right, so tools panel class, let's have a look. The overlay, that's fine. $100 says that scale is collapsed. It's fucking collapsed, of course. Sometimes I'm an idiot. Most times I'm an idiot. Self-deprecation. No, let's have a look. Yeah, so just popping down a few floors, doesn't matter. We click it, yeah, there we go, tabs. Woo! Okay, so you can only press one that's active. That's not right. But, do a little animation, do a little wobble. Cool. Alright, we've got a good start then. Because yeah, we really want to abstract all this menu clicking here into the fact that you can just drag it into any single menu from any single location. Like, you shouldn't have to go back and find the hot dogs and the bread that you want if you found it already in the building menu. So that's sort of the main plan of what I'm fixing tonight. There's just so much to it. Alright, so at least the plants will still generate. I'm going to do one more test while I'm here with blueprints. And they seem to work. God damn, I love blueprints. Alright, cool. So let's smash out this issue. We've got these two tabs here and they are not responding when they're called. Which is weird because they really should be. So let's check the pre-construct. We're adding the items, yep, and we're binding each of those to this current event to add details. Let's have a look. Submenus, don't need that. Very strange. Let's just try to hook up the false. $100 says it's not switching, so essentially it's always going to be false. It's probably just an oversight. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, that's all. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Cool, this is gonna be easy. Just move all this shit up there, really clean up. Cool thing is, this thing is all modal, so we can really just, let's see if this works. Open, tool tray, get tool tray header. What if we do HUD? Oh, try. There we go, try open panel window. Perfect. So all I need to do is do a select, run this ID into it, and pump a few in. So check that out. Option 1, I think we've set it to foliage or something. It doesn't matter right now, I can change it all later. So foliage paint, we'll do object scatter. Open panel window. Why do I have a condition? For no reason at all. Love that. Okay, let's just remove that. Alright, we'll launch it again and see what happens. Landscape. Let's go paint a bunch of stuff in. It's going to generate. How cool is that? If anyone is watching, this is probably some of the coolest stuff I'm excited for, like fully procedural nature and all that stuff. It is going to be freaking powerful as you see how fast that generates. Super tight. And the fact that everything is controlled via wind and stuff, so you could come in here. Doesn't hurt to make the scene pretty sexy once in a while. and then it crashes. Hell yeah, nothing beats that. I couldn't even tell you why. It's probably just an exception. But this is why we test. And yeah, I'll have you recover all my packages. Fuck. Alright, let's open all that back up again and figure out what the hell just went wrong. Guess that never really happens. One service settings, game submenu, tool tray class. Coming back to this, check the binding. Oh yeah, so we lost a little bit, but that's not that bad. Alright, try open panel window. Let's, you know what? Let's just try have it open, I don't know. Foliage paint. Hopefully that'll do it. So I can open up the outliner, click that. That just opens scatter. That opens foliage. Okay, so here's the theory then, let's test. We've got the building menu open. We're doing out, well, hold on. The game needs to pre-compile everything because it crashed. I'll just stop and start again and it pretty much kicks it into gear. A good thing is it doesn't crash when you load because it doesn't find assets. It's still asynchronously checking for them, which is really nice. I'll just pop those down so I've got something in the menus. Just stay open. Okay. Drag, drop. It does drop in, so you can, since them being all modal, like you can drop them in. They're not going to work, but that's giving us some serious power. It just means we don't actually have to leave, go check, you know, over here. We don't have to go back to scatter and then find the object. We can do it all from one menu. It's freaking beautiful. We're just really trying to remove all friction points so this is as fun as possible. Okay, have no idea, but somehow it's working. That is a good proof to say that like all the assets are the same base class. So like, all I need to do is put it in the menu and it will work. Sometimes it's good when it actually works. As you can see, this is probably not the things that you would want to be scattering, but nonetheless, that works. Most likely, if I go back to landscape layers, I'll even be able to paint those ones. So that's actually super sick. That means all our moving of objects and stuff is completely modal. There's obviously now issues because that's scatter. So let's just turn those off, hide that. Just chuck this in, yeah, look at that, cool. Everything still works. Make it bigger. Cool. Does this all still work? Sort of. Some weird errors with that, but anyway. Cool, let's just do one more test. I'm gonna grab some freaking cactus. Ah, I can't paint the cactus, why? I've probably got into some weird bug here. But again, this is what I'm trying to fix for these menus, so. I actually love that when you look in a file manager and it actually tells you just found an R map, which is a like realm map file that we built, even our own blueprints, which is super cool. Can't believe they're actually sort of working now. So yeah, if we were to go to Realm Engine, you could actually find, maybe learn to spell Ford. Yeah, you'd be able to come into like your blueprints and yeah, see the stuff that you've got. Or you can just do it in the more friendly front-end manager, which is like the import manager. You can come to your blueprints and you can click on it and you can actually see what it is, share it to Discord, upload it to the workshop, that kind of stuff. I'm just going to share it to Discord and see if that actually works. God damn, almost instantly. PNG didn't push, but yeah. Move that. fix that a little bit later, but that's, yeah. So yeah, every time we press that, scatter opens for... Is that we can press the bottom one and it just keeps changing? It's probably because it's just completely screwed up in that menu. So let's have a look. Auto panel cut. Yeah, that's right, because I didn't freaking set it, idiot. Anyway, now we'll do that. Select. On 0, we will go to... Yeah. And the second one, let's open Spline Builder, because like we don't use that a lot, so it will actually tell me if it's sort of working. Let's give it a shot. Alright, landscape, paint that on. So yeah, we got a tile menu up right now, and we swap to scatter, and then we swap to foliage. Why? Pen mode, see, now it's gone, it's done it. Now we're into the spline items. Really weird. Okay. Yeah, okay. What do we do? Oh yeah, we're doing some checks here to see if you're trying to open the same objects as you last had opened, it won't open it because obviously it's just gonna flick and reopen. We're also going to check if it's equal to none, and if it is, then we will close the entire toolbar, which will also happen if it fails this check. If it can't close the other window, it will also fail, so it's a good way to keep things managed. There we go. Sidebar. You know what? It's probably freaking screwed up in the interface, in the actual data asset. Let's have a look. So this is where all the management of like windows, screens, and all that gets done in this game. So essentially we have a big data asset, which we can go, okay, cool, we have panel widgets. There we go. So terrain, scene, outline, folder. Yeah. So we have scatter there. Scatter tool sets, foliage tool sets, paint mode. It's all there. Nice change. So we open the toolbar, which makes sense. I feel like it's because we're possibly trying to open the same thing, so we're removing it again. I'm just gonna try that and have another look. So let's slam on a bunch of foliage. Exit all our menus. Open that. So we're in the scene outliner. If we press that, we open foliage. If we press that, we go to scatter. If we press scatter, we go to foliage. Okay, so they are changing the menus, but they're doing this little fade. I wonder if I should change that somehow. Anyway, let's dump a few more menus on there and just to see how it holds up. So that's in the game submenu, tool tray class. We could have a look at the asset and go, okay, let's add another one. Foliage, let's add paint. And I'm just gonna find a paint icon for that quickly. Yeah, cool, great. Icon. Oh no, let's just use this light bulb. That'll work. Nope, actually there is the paint stuff, there it is. So pop that in, and take that one down to the grey. Then let's turn these grids off. Now we have a little nub in the corner here, but we can fix that later. Now these are using common activatable widgets, so they're a bit more complicating and convoluted in terms of pushing and pulling the widgets to the screen. It's why it does that really nice fade, but yeah, they're a little tricky in terms of trying to manage things. So let's have a look. Can we construct this? Yep. Damn, this is... I gotta actually remember where it's coming from. Okay, so opening the panel window. Holds it in the HUD class, which makes sense. Can it open it? Yes, we'll try and open it. Is it the same as the last opened window? Or, wait a minute. Yeah, well we'll set this as the last open, we'll check if it's equal to none, just in case you're trying to open nothing, which is just a nice edge case to fix for, and that's going to close the toolbar. What if I just... No. Okay, let's just remove this false and see if it completely breaks, because then we may not be closing the menu if we... Nah, yeah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. It just completely disappears, closes, and doesn't open the other menu. Okay, so back in the tab box, let's have a look. Wait a minute, were we trying to open two panels? I may have left some debug stuff in here. Is that, yeah. Yeah, see the menu doesn't close now, it's just, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like the menu doesn't open. But, you know. Oh, okay, so we just need to bind something on that change. Which I feel like we did somewhere. We have this tab box here on the tray. We're gonna click that and then we're gonna tab changed. That's probably where my freaking error was. I just did not have it plugged in. I guess it is 1 AM here. Okay, so... You know what? Because these buttons themselves are children of the tool tray tab, like the class. So that means essentially they're going to be refreshed every time the menu gets refreshed. I'm going to need to abstract them out of the menu on something on the top. Yeah. Okay, I love when things get just completely a shit ton more difficult. Okay. Not that I didn't put myself in this hole, but developing it like this. So we have our blank uninitialized menu. This whole blueprint, this whole widget is being changed. And so this is the issue. We're resetting this in here. So if we remove this from the class, let's check the HUD. So when we instantiate this stuff, we open the toolbar with an activatable widget and we push that widget to screen. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I gotta remember how this stuff works. It's been way too long since I delved into the menu system. Oh, I've got some animation stuff in here. On selection change. Yeah, so yeah, because these tools are then changing it. It's weird. Yeah, that makes sense. We're opening it in here because this is the main HUD class, so we want to keep open here. So what we might need to do is stack a horizontal box in there, add the tabs as the child first, then add the tool tray class. Yeah, because we got that here. We have this side panel, we have the activatable, or the common activatable widget stack, that's sort of what we're doing. We're adding things into this stack. So let's wrap this side panel with a horizontal box. And then in there, we're going to put the tabs. Just make sure they're to the left of the box. Now let's play and see what happens. Look at that, they're actually already on the screen, sick. And they push and toggle, but they don't do anything yet. That's cool, because we haven't bound anything to them, so that makes complete sense. So we're gonna go back to that container. Now I feel like we're getting on roll with shit. Alright, we're gonna go on tab changed. Again, we're just gonna do our sanity check. We're just gonna print. print string, chuck out this index so we just know what's happening. And let's make it obvious by just making it really red. Sick. Alright, so yeah, 0, 1. It might be really hard for you to see on screen, but there's tiny little zeros and ones flashing up in the top left corner. But yeah, very difficult to see, but yeah, it's doing what it should be for now. So we're gonna need to take this and we're going to need to push and change the tool tray widget. So let's just try that by the master function library by saying try open panel window. Let's just do it this way for a sec, just to be a little bit lazy. Don't want the construction menu. I don't even think that exists anymore in this game. Foliage. And then on the bottom we will put a scatter. Let's put spline because I don't use it much, so it'll stand out like a sore thumb when the menu gets stuck in. Okay, we click it and foliage opens. Click it and pen mode, which freaking winning. So theory is then we would come down here. We'd have our landscape done. Looking pretty. You're like, okay, cool, we're gonna place some assets. Okay, so you'd like place a bench, you'd place this on top, but you kind of want to throw some tools around it or paint some stuff on, so I guess we could click this tab menu, drag in the table. I don't have a mode switch to tell me to swap to foliage mode, so I'm going to do the dodgy way by exiting, going back to my other menu and manually triggering landscape mode. If it works, I should be able to paint desks as they are foliage. God, it's ugly, but God, it's good when it works. Cool. And to test the modality and stuff, they should still, yep, be hidden. Perfect. Change the actual height of them, that's pretty cool. And switch my pen mode to erase. Perfect, we can still erase them and press remove. Hell yeah. Okay, so that's super sick. That tells us that modality is working. Like everything is modal. Every object has a mode that it can be used in, and essentially every mode can take hold of any asset at any point. That's sick. It just means so many less little menus to click through and I guess it doesn't make sense because you may be blocked off in the stream, but over here it's these menus I'm referring to. So you come to landscape, you have to go to build, you find foliage. No. So now it's all it'll all be in the building menu and you pop open a sub. So what are the issues? We have this flashing, which we don't really want. That's probably easy enough to get rid of. I believe it's part of the common UI right now. Header. Yeah, so we're pushing that widget, the widget screen. Yeah, okay, I see what we need to do. Probably come here to the side panel, activatable widget stack, and turn the transition type. Ugh, I want fade only. Can I put 0? I thought it might just let me select a none enumerator, but no. So if it just pops on, then we're good. Oh yeah, okay, cool. We can deal with that, can't we? That's pretty freaking tits. I guess we'd probably want, if the menu isn't slid open, to do a slide animation, like sort of pull the window out. But again, later Blake's problem. So interesting. Oh, and since it's all still part of the common switcher, even keys and stuff from other menus are not going to throw it off. It's all just going to add to the stack and it's going to be able to sort itself out, which is freaking awesome. Okay. These would obviously need new icons, so if you look for foliage, go. We've got our foliage icon. Shift, right click and left click to do a hot copy paste. Super nice. And we'll call that foliage. And we'll have object scatter. And we'll just bring those in. I don't have the selected icon for that yet, so I'll just go into Photoshop and throw a mask. Oh, sorry, I'll go into Affinity and just fix that up. Gotta stop saying Photoshop 'cause it's through Adobe. Okay, so menus are popping in and out. I gotta actually figure out where to go next. I need to have a way to activate a mode. Maybe on the drop. So when you drop an asset in, we're currently in build mode as you see up here. If we drop it in, then I think what we should do is switch. That's not bad, we can do that. Okay, so to make it easy, let's user interface folder and try and search for foliage. It's not gonna be there, is it? Let's have a look here. Foliage toolset. Got foliage toolset, which is again a child of the tool tray panel class, which we were just editing before. Awesome. It even has local default icons and stuff. There it is. Okay. So when we have this box here, which is where we're going to get our on drop, or it'll be the child of this class. Yeah, on drag enter, on drag leave, drag to parent, cleanup, child called cleanup. I guess, yeah, that's it. When the child calls the cleanup, because that will come, let's just check. Are we binding to that child? Main construct. Yeah, here we go. Bind event dropped. Let's just rename that. On item dropped. Cool. So we have this on item drop. I'm just going to move this away and just add a create event just to clean up this a little bit. And on item drop. Sweet. So when our item drops, let's just comment that. We are then going to want to swap the mode, which is pretty easy. I like to think so, but maybe not. Hold on. If I go back to our main class, it'll actually tell me where it all is. So if we have a look here, push widget open bar. I did the rebuild? Rebuild, we get the data asset. No, okay. Probably further down the stack. Oh, so many little bits. Yeah, there's our button box. Okay, so it's this button box that we're stacking everything in. Clearing there, we're stacking all these, and there we go. Radio button clicked on the callback. Radio callback. Is it equal to last selected button that was pressed? No. If it's not, set it as the last selected so we know for the future. Once doing that, we're going to check all the children in that box. I'm going to loop through them quickly to make sure they aren't equal to the self. So if like you can't click on the same button twice and just keep stacking menus on top of each other. Once we confirm that that is, oh sorry, wrong way around. Once we confirm that it is equal to the object that we're sending in, we can then set the active widget index, which is going to be the index in that stack that we built. We have the ability to call the user interface message in case we need to open any or do any initialization, but I don't think we do. But yeah, that's the key there, set active widget index, right? And when that happens, it's changing the game mode, so we need to trace that back. Cool. So we know radio callback is the thing that's being bound. So we have this CUI, like common user interface button base, built off the common button base class. This is the one that should be sending out to change the class. It'll change the game mode. So let's have a look at my disgusting spaghetti here. Yeah, widget to open. That's fine. It's from the data. We've got some animations. What? It's actually, I've got myself one step too high, a lot above this. It's actually the child of this, so it's going to be the side tab panels. And they're not going to be easy to find because I'm freaking terrible at remembering where I place things. Here we go. Master Toolbox is what it's called. So there we go again, edit tab toolbox. So we're back to this. Which would... This should just work almost then. Let's step back through this, hold on. The bindings are probably here, aren't they? Close tool tray, set active widget index. God, I wish I knew where I actually called the game mode change. Funny, it's literally just one node called like update game mode, and then I can tell it to go to foliage mode or whatever, but I need to find where the original call is so I don't call, like, stack them on top of each other essentially. I need to step back to this. We have our tool tray here. What is this button set doing? Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Shit. Okay, that's really good to know. So what I'm just trying to figure out at the moment is I haven't touched this in a while, so I'm still working it out. The modality, or the data-driven side of it is still there. So it means I could just build these all in submenu data assets and have it work. Yeah, and that's the class that it opens. Okay. Because like doing this, it is opening the tabs, but you can see there's no mode change up here. If we do this and press it there, complete mode change, right? But no mode change over here. That's fine. We're gonna figure this out. That's our construction, right? We loop through the button array in that data asset, and we just create a widget for each one of them. Makes sense. On tab change box, close toolbar, set active open user interface. Is it opening the user interface message that we need to do? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, like, it's good. If we just wanted to make this work and to have it look pretty decent, we could always just throw in... Oh, I just noticed someone jumped in. Hey, Devin. Yeah, no, dude, this stuff is amazing for the visual stuff. Like, I am... Like, in the background, we have, like, Visual Studio for the code. To be honest, I just use it for data, like, asset setup. Doing stuff in the visual way is so much freaking easier. So... Alright, so what I should be able to do, and I'm going to call a function from my blueprint function library to just can override this and get it moving. Now if I can find my way back to the menu. On item dropped, right? Okay, update game mode. We're just gonna update it to it's Black Hat. Hey, sorry dude. I thought Devon rang a bell. I was just like, didn't want to jump in. Nice to see you, Soft and Pie. I essentially thought it would be good just to start streaming every single day I develop until getting closer to release. Get some more traction, get some people seeing it, get some feedback. Alright, so this should work then. On item dropped, we're gonna open the game mode. So technically we'd be in the building menu and we'd drop it. And nope, doesn't work. That's fine. Let's try the foliage one. Bam! Foliage works. Freaking sick. Sick. That is what we want. Cool. And so we should be able to have that menu open. Control. Let's just switch to diamond, square brush. Yep, still works. And then we quickly press it and go to foliage. I like it. Essentially, like what I was going to explaining earlier in the stream is I'm just removing a bunch of these sort of useless menus. Like, say you're in building and you're doing a bunch of stuff and you're like, man, how cool is this like little book, how cool is this chunk of meat? And yeah, why not? Why do you have to go back to this menu, find it in the scatter menu, drag it in and scatter it? No. Let's remove these two since every object is a child of the same parent class, and we can just be in the building menu and still drag it in, which is super cool. So essentially that's what we've been working on tonight with a lot of it. Some sort of cool stuff I can show later, but I have to run it in standalone, is like all these menus up the top, which create lobbies, join multiplayer, all that stuff, like you set your characters, that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, so like all your like custom tokens and stuff like that. Okay, so modal menu's done. We fixed some bugs for the lighting, the menus, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do some UI redesign to figure that out actually. Let's have a look at a couple of these miniatures work. Essentially, yeah, super menu for building. Like, there's no need to have like landscape building, and we're only got like these two things in here. Like, why not? So I say these two things when it's all screen. Yeah. Why not have landscape and just sort of limit it what's there? Have building, then have maybe like props or something else. It changes. Like, yeah. One of the big reasons is like if I wanted to optimize searching like this, like tiles, like I have to do it for every single menu. It's just repeated work, which almost seems sort of pointless. But one of the other things dug deep on was getting all our hosting multiplayer stuff and this token stuff, which I'm kind of a fan of. Obviously there's not a lot, but you also drag some tokens out like that and you're like, hey, I'm gonna move my miniature, just double click on it and pick it up. Move him over there, not a problem. Works on multiplayer, throwing a large gargantuan thing kind of deal, like pick it up, just pop it over there. Move him. Everything's snappy, everything's super quick. Quickly need to change them, check on the menu. You can pick them up, move them properly, or even just be like, woo, we're just gonna rotate them. That's something I'm really keen for. Like, I focused a lot on like the playability side of things. Does that still work? Oh yeah, custom imported icons. So this is just something I grabbed from my desktop and it's like, oh yeah, I'll just quickly test making a miniature. Okay, anyway, let's get back to this dev. So back to the major data asset for the class. Okay, yeah, this is safe. So now we can actually start removing some things from the other data assets. So building menus, landscape button. Here we go. Let's remove foliage, remove scatter. Okay, so yeah, this sub menu was for freaking splines, yeah. It's a feature that's not, it's really, really cool, but it's a debate whether I'm gonna have the time to finish it. It's the ability, like, I really like it. So if you were to paint something like this, you could drag on and paint. This fence is just a placeholder. But what should happen is it essentially removes all the procedural content underneath it. I can actually probably force it into the game by finding my procedural content graph. PCG tile data? Nope. Tile manager? Nope. Damn, I gotta get better when naming. Tile? Yeah, that's it. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna force regen that and see if it actually works. Yes. Okay, you see the paths being made now? That is what I want to do. I think that is freaking sick. Like, fully procedural, and like at the moment, obviously there's nothing on the path, but that path should then respawn with like little rocks, little flowers, that kind of shit. The best thing is, they're all the same master class as every single parent object, so everything is just like integrated and cross-compatible. This is why I took a long time with it. Like, I think it might be like maybe 7 or 8 hours work to have this complete. So depending on like when I finish everything up. Yeah, see, oh wow, that's what I said too. So I'm like, I am sort of leaning towards putting a bit more time into it, because it was the spline tool. So, you know, let you draw all the walls. But, you know, if we cut back the functionality and just have it as that sort of like drawing, oh, that's a blueprint. That'd be way sicker. And yeah, like we use all these graphs to procedurally spawn everything now, which is kind of wicked. All in the new PCG network, procedural content generation, which came out with Unreal 5.2 and 3. It's super powerful. And yeah, for example, of how quick some of this stuff is now with like the tools that are built in game, like we have all our own tools. So like, hey, you want to like, need to load all those assets, check thumbnails. Like texture streaming on like the actual stream, or because texture streaming is technically a thing in Unreal. But yeah, I'm still working out all the stream stuff. Like it was sort of a spur of the moment, as a friend told me, you know, hold yourself accountable, get on streams, it'll motivate you and keep you rolling with this in the last couple of weeks. Not sure 100% follow what you mean. Let me have a look. If it's muddy, like a lot of it's probably my stream settings. If you're looking at it from like, yeah, I don't have it, like I'm running 4 screens with OBS. And everything, and I'm streaming to Discord at the same time. So like computer's a little bit chuggy. Yeah, so I think I know what you mean. In some points there is like, things with the textures don't quite load, and a lot of that is because I'm in editor. So like we're trying to save overhead and stuff. I actually have no idea what the stream delay is. I just got your message then, and I think it's like 15 seconds maybe. Like here, I'm gonna send a message now and say like, yeah, like, and now. So yeah, that'll tell us a bit about how the stream, how delayed it is. I'm not sure. I just got new internet, so it should be pretty tight. I just didn't want to push it in 4K. Let's group that. Okay, cool. That's really sick. Every time I hit Control G, my game crashes. Infinite loop detected. Hell yes. My favorite. Yeah, okay, so that's not too bad. I guess we're polar opposites of the world almost. Unless you're still down in, yeah, down in my end of the world. Okay, so what the hell just went wrong? I just tried to group an actor and the whole thing shit the bed. That is really weird. Okay, let's try that again. There's some other building objects like this book. Back. Select those. Control G. Okay, yeah, we get an infinite loop. Back home in the good old US of A. I actually got a few friends coming from like NorCal down to stay with me in a couple of weeks. So Yeah, I'm sure they'll love the cool weather. Okay, so getting this group crash, and that is probably happening. Let's find we've got group. Group. So that's actually probably coming from the player component. So from memory, let's have a look at the player controller. I can't remember what it's called. Realm player controller. Okay, so here are our components. Selections, building, grid, building, I think, surely. Let's have a look. And then this should have our group function somewhere in this very long. No, it's actually in the selections. Yeah, so I'm hoping this will work out because I think for like next week, 2 weeks, I'm literally just going to be streaming every day. Hopefully get some people a bit more interested, get some ideas, and yeah, I had a few people play it, and that's where we got a lot of ideas for the more modal menus and just cleaning up what we call friction points, like points where it sort of slows you down, you have to think through it. We just want as little of that as possible. Group, okay. Get all grouped actors, is group, attach actors to group, create new group. Name, no, damn it. It'll be in the event graph, won't it? Okay, so let's have a look. We have all these inputs here, and then we're going to have a create group. Grab all the temporary actors, check if 0 is valid. If 0 is valid, then we can continue to check. We probably should check if like 1 is valid, so you got more than one object in a group. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll create a group name. We're going to pass in those temp actors. Let's put a breakpoint on this so we can actually stop the editor when we see it happen, and we can find out what this infinite loop is. Okay, so let's do this. Building, just doesn't really matter what it is right now, is it? All right, hit the breakpoint. Let's find out our temp array of actors. This is actually my favorite thing about blueprints, is stepping through the debugger. So good. So we can see that I've picked up the 4 objects. Let's dive into the blueprint and run along the code as it goes. Get the actor average location so we can grab a central point for the group. Yep, then we're going to loop through all the array actors in the group. We're going to get their actor transform. We're going to... I could replace this with like one node, the max node these days. But what we're doing is we're taking the Z location, we're setting it to the lowest, and if anything's lower than that, then we hit that to the lowest. What we want to do is set a 0 point on the ground. So our pivot is in the center of the object, but on the ground. So when you pick it up, then it can sit on top of other things. It becomes more apparent later when you pick things up with like the double click pickup, because yeah. So, all right, we're going to set its average location to the lowest point after it found it. Back out of that loop. Back out of that loop. Yeah, okay, so there's something that's crashing in that, oh, it's the timeline call. What? I love when you find something where it's like, what the absolute shit is going on? Is it running the pickup? Okay, I bet it might be running the pickup code whenever it actually tries to form the group. It's weird, this bug hasn't been around. I actually haven't noticed it, so... Yep, gee, let's just step in. Okay, so now here we go. We're going to spawn the group actor. There it is. It's the deselection, I think. Or at least we now know it's not in the selection interface. You come back here and remove that breakpoint wherever the hell it was. Okay, so now we know it is contained almost solely in the master object class, but the group child of this class. So let's go find that. Control B, go to blueprints, like group actor. Okay, hide group, load group, lock group, set group and children name, attach children. I feel like it's the attached children. I feel like it's the only thing I'm doing a loop on, but let's find out. The funny thing is, like, it hadn't happened before with this like grouping. I'd actually vetted groups a heap because they're technically, groups are blueprints. They're the same thing, just different names for different areas. But straight away that worked. It's the detaching of the actors, or the attaching, because yeah, I can move the pivot point now. Yeah, and it doesn't actually put the children in the group, because the group's here, and I can even open the group, but there's no children in it. Yeah, cool. Okay, so there we know. We know it's attached children. Create the loop and attach it all to what? Parent actor being self. I actually want it. Is like, have I got something on a rep notify? Alright, screw it. Let's try attach it all to the actor. Wait a minute. No. Attach it all to the actor. Don't add it to the array and see if we can still do anything with it. Okay. Cool. So attaching them to the actor isn't the problem. We found that. And let's just do a refresh on this menu. Yeah, but since they're not classed as group items, they're not being stacked. So that's fine. Let's... Why am I casting... Why am I casting here? I really don't need to be. Unless these are blank act... Ah, it's a random actor object. I did this because I was like, yeah, I'll just attach actors, because what if I want to attach something else to it, like a spline or an effect, but I didn't do that. So I've got a cast here to do this. Okay, shit. Let's remove that, set the property, let's set the parent still. You know what? Actually, set the parent and put a breakpoint right on the end. At least that way it'll hold us up when we encounter that crash. Okay, so our parent data, what is happening? No data? That's incorrect. Yeah, so like... What? Sockets, they're just all the socket groups. I was like, is this everything that's attached to it? No, it's actually everything in the class. Oh my god, are you serious? Wait, hold on. Attached children, yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, look at that, it actually put them in a group. I don't think it labeled them, so like the actors won't appear yet, but... Oh, that's a start. Okay. We're just gonna plug back in the last node and watch this crash, because $100 is it's not gonna be happy. Which means it's just gonna be the adding to the array that's causing us the problem. Yep, there we go. This isn't wrapped, is it? No. Later step 2, so we're attaching children. We're clearing the array of attached children. Perfect. Then we're taking that input and we're going to loop through it. We are going to attach that actor to the parent group. Cool. We are going to then cast to, the object in the loop. We're going to check that that is a game object. Then we're going to set something in its parameters being is in a group Boolean. Sounds good. Does it have anything else to set? Nope. And then we're going to set its parent to be self, which is the parent actor of the group. Then we're going to add it to the attached children array. Why is this getting an infinite loop? Just for funsies, if I was to say promote this to a different variable, will it still crash? Next week on Dragon Ball Z. Okay, it didn't crash. That's good. It's probably not going to open the menu yet because it can't. Wait a minute. Might be a UI error actually. Might need to debug the call stack a bit better. Let's force a crash and do some and check the stack. Alright, so we just crashed. So let's just check the stack. It's his timeline call again. Okay. I've just removed that code altogether. We still crash. Okay. Infinite loop detected. Master blueprint. Timeline function call. Man. Unless it's in the... No, it could be in the group and then be called on the child. Tricky now. Is it this on focus? Oh, my cat is in a very precarious position. Having cats, man. We'll put another one just so it's not all the same object. It fucking works. What? Oh, I like errors that like I can recreate every time. Yeah, okay, cool. We know what it is at least. Now we got a thing. Cool. I'll be back in 30. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom quickly. And we're back. Okay. What I feel like, okay, so attach gizmo to actor, highlight actor. Oh my god, what is happening here? Did I do this? My colleague. Highlight actor. Replicate is no rep notify, which is good. Let's run that again. Okay. Let's see if it's a loop body. So instead of looping through all the children, no, because then if you select a child of the group, it'll select the group. I think I'll check. I might need that, but we'll see. Okay, place those down. Control G. Cool, we can move that. That's why, because now I've control clicked on a group asset and it hasn't actually highlighted them. Okay. If we take the attached children, highlight the actor, which is right. Right, so we go to highlight, we check if the object parameter is within a group already, and then we... Maybe it's actually an issue with how the groups are reading the data, so let's have a look. Attach actors to group. Oh, average the location, get the lowest, sort that out. Object parameters are in there, it's labeled as a group. Def is in group is false because it's a parent. Group asset is a data object. Attached children, yep. Move gizmo, yep. So we attach, we deselect them. Move the gizmo. Set the current actor. Focus on it. Feel like it's his focus on object. I feel like we're focusing on it twice. Nope. Still crashes. Cool. Okay. Is that we loop through the if we can attach it, we put it in a group, which should just be in the group anyway. Okay, still crashing. Cool. That's awesome. It's not that. We are setting it in the group. And in the group's children. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. Am I? No, the parent is self and the target is the current object. No, that's right. Functions in here. What if we try to remove the details panel update? Nope. Very cool. That's fine. I like to at least know that it's in one area, and it's this area here. Event focus on object group. It must be coming from the child when they try to highlight it. Highlight actor. We set is highlighted. Checked if it's in a group. Let's do that. Breakpoint it there. Just Control A, yep, you're still going to do that. Control G. Loop it, it's going to run on each object. What if I just call focus on object instead of focus on group? Wondering if it should automatically focus on group, understanding that it's a child of it. Fuck, that was it. Ugh. Yeah, that was it. Awesome. Cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, you're right. I had a freaking infinite loop because instead of calling focus on object, not understanding that the group itself is already a child, it didn't need to get a specified function. It could just piggyback off its parent. Hell yeah. Making heaps of progress tonight. So after that, okay, I don't need to tell me that the lobby is having issues. Okay, let's take stock of where we're at. It's menus. So let's run through the theoretical. So I'm here, I've built some floors, yada 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 yada. I've gone into here, I've put a fire down, I've put some books down. It was like, oh cool, that like chunk of meat. Maybe I want to scatter it, so let's try that. But yeah, I don't have a mode on drop for that yet. Foliage. Freaking yes, I love this. I love when things work. Okay, so what's next? So we need to fix up that menu and add an on-drop call for scatter. That's doable. Let's find out where the hell that is. Function libraries, don't need that, don't need the HUD. Main menu, nope. All these down. Let's just search that menu. Want scatter. Let's filter it by widget blueprint and just do the whole thing. There we go. Scatter layer box. Perfect. So you should have an on drop here somewhere, right? On drag event, on drag enter, on drag leave, on drag cancel, on dragged over, run cleanup. Oh yeah, it is dropped. Sweet. Find an event to on dropped. We will actually make it clean. We'll just do create event. That way we can at least just have it auto-populate a function for us. So whenever we drop onto the scatter, we just want to do that one update game mode. I love, like, it does seem really easy when you're just doing this, but the fact that, like, none of these nodes existed. We programmed them all to make it this easy to quickly fix things. So yeah, you could go into this and it's a full blueprint function library and handles a lot. There's a lot of utility functions this game has to manage it. Okay, so that theoretically should be all I need to do, and I'll change the menu from being the pen mode. Where's that? Should make them data driven, but I think once we get them working, that's an easy change for later if we want to. Okay, we don't need the game instance. We'll close the macros. Game funcs, don't need it. Need a player controller. Okay. Alright, so I cannot remember what it went in, so you can use Control Shift R, and it'll give you a reference viewer so we can actually see what's using it. We can increase. Yeah. So our toolbar is referenced by our core chunk, which is fine. Our core chunk is what packs our files into individual like packs. Tool tray reference, and then we reference foliage, tools, scatter, splines. Okay, so this makes more sense. So it's in that, isn't it? Tab change, there we go. And we'll set this to yeah. One day I'll find it. Okay. So in theory now, we're going to open the building menu, we're going to build some things, then we're going to decide to just throw some things in a foliage scatter or another scatter object. We built two objects and we're like, they're really cool, let's... Oh, hello computer, there we go, it had a bit of a moment. Okay, I'll just drag that object in. Freaking hell yeah, dude, that is what I want. And just to make it even more fun, I've just decided I want to actually use physics to scatter this set of books. Ah, it works. Love it. Hell yes. Oh, that's gonna make our life so much easier. Sweet. Will this wrench scatter? I might have to scale that wrench up. That is some small wrenches. Like, I guess the concern now it comes with, like, I guess it comes down to the player, like understanding that is this jungle scatter really good for like for using with physics? Probably not. That is why I originally had the menu, so I could lock certain items in and out. But to be honest, it just seems like way more work than it's worth. Like, it's just fun to try shit. Like, hey, grab all these tombstones and smack them down. Oh, is he gonna fall? Ah, it's gone. Yeah, cool. Then they all still work. Delete the layers, perfect. Should really move settings. Scatter layers don't have settings yet. jump over to the foliage menu. Let's see if this all works. Let's scale those books up. Hell yeah. So modal menu's done tonight. Fixed up a bunch of stuff with lighting. What else did we get to? Heaps of lobby stuff. Should actually start getting back to testing multiplayer. Oh yeah, and rich presents. We got rich presents in Steam now, which is really cool. Actually should retest that since I've implemented everything. So I will run this in a standalone build. Should take like 5 seconds to boot, 10. Really helps that we got a Threadripper now. Just absolutely decimates through like pre-compiling. Not to sniff out the old 16 core, but HEDT stuff is just so much more reliable. Okay, there we go. So now we're in the live version. Let's have a look. Let's just do the standard test. I'm going to open a map because I'm building a map and I don't want my players to see it yet. I'm not ready for that. What I am going to do though is I'm going to start a lobby multiplayer whilst I'm still in my map and they're in a different one. And then eventually I can bring everyone to a map synchronously after you guys have selected tokens, put your player names in, done all the little bits that we need to get set up to make the game run. So I would come here, the Lost Mines of Realm Engine. We'll call this, I don't know, test session. I actually don't even think you can see the session titles in lobbies, but that's fine. We'll make it public. And then we get a notification saying the lobby has been successfully created. Nothing's changed for us yet. But if we come up to the other menu, so it's actually not a menu, it's a hotkey because I haven't debugged it properly. But if I go to join lobby, I will then see this menu I've been working on. You have me up here with like Mike and you can kick players. There's still some stuff to be sorted. Refresh the lobby list. There we go, Lost Mines of Realm Engine. And by pressing that button, you would join. Should be able to type. Hell yeah. And it should be green for me because I'm the host, so it should go to yellow for everyone else who's a client, just so we know. When we have a full party in here, there'll be an icon that I'm going to set up that's going to say, hey, I'm readied up. Once the GM can see that, they can override and just pull everyone, but I should probably check a warning. Then they're just going to press this button and it's going to essentially host the game. Yeah, I still need to do the post load, but yeah, as you see, we're now in a hosted session. Let's have a look at something. Is Rich Presence working? So if we hover over myself here in Steam, let's go to my friends group. Okay, so dungeon diving. Look at that, that's what we want. Okay, so if I'm gonna, how do I do this? Oh, I actually don't have a thing to get me back to the main menu, do I? I need to add a quit to menu button there. I'm just gonna keep this here so I can see what it's saying. Let's try that again. We're going to hope for it to say lurking in the main menus now. Yeah, so how does it work for loading maps? It's all asynchronous, so your players can be in a lobby, which... You want to see the lobby block out? I'm still working on it, obviously, but it's... they're on a different map entirely, and they're really only there to get settings. Yeah, and that's it. You want to pre-make your maps as a DM. That is exactly what this is for. Because before, like, okay, we have the ability to edit and make maps whilst everyone's there. So that still works in case you want to add something on, change something in Encounter. But the biggest thing is when you load one of your maps. So when I have that button that says bring characters into the game, what I haven't done yet is actually say select map. But yeah, or in the terms of programming, like it isn't actually a map. In the terms of Unreal Engine, we still use the same map, we just load a JSON string in and we clear all the objects. So it's super quick, the new load system. I have thought of that. Time is probably just not there. Like, there probably would be a way for me to say, hey, you know, load the JSON string of this map in the lobby, but it feels a bit more of an edge case for now. I probably will add it in eventually, but I think the plan would be more to get this up, get all that stuff happening. If we have support behind it, maybe some other people, yeah, then. But yeah, like the lobby map is just going to be like a pretty generic lobby, so that, like, I'll show you what I mean. Because you need to be able to pick your tokens and shit like that. Oh yeah, there really is nothing here. Anyway, what it should be doing is stacking like 4 to 6 miniatures, and you know, as you log in as a player, that miniature populates. Then you get to choose your token, set your character name, and any other things that you might need. Then when the GM brings you to a map, all that data is there for them. So you've already got your token, you're already assigned, you can pick it up, no one else can, kind of thing. No, so you can save a map that's changed in a session and it will be fine. So everything is not serialized in terms of like saving, because when we did that in the past, we had issues. Like, that's where all the issues stem from. So I built my own save system. And the way that works is if I come to save games here, you'll see like we get a preview image for Steam, we get a thumbnail for the game, we get the save file, which is really 2.1 KB, it's nothing. This is where the save is. Essentially, it's all the... Oh, my UPS is screaming at me. Okay, that's better. It turns out I was running the copy behind Realm. Really weird. Yeah, so what I was getting at is this is a save file. It is a very long amount of stuff, but you can actually close things up and search it. You can play this into the map while you're trying. Yeah, you can definitely do that. So there is nothing stopping you. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Like, yeah, the thing I really got down to is how many people would use the build their own lobby thing rather than just having a generic lobby and focusing on their game. But it could be good to have like people in our community make lobbies, because we could put them in the workshop. Like, yeah, you could download different types of lobbies. Especially, it does make sense because I'm running a sci-fi game. I haven't run fantasy in a couple of years, so like, I wouldn't want them standing in a forest. I'd want them sort of standing on a ship. Yeah, all the save data you can see here is just like open arrays, like spline data, object data. So like, if something went wrong, even like a year down the track, we could write a Python script to fix save files without needing to do any deserialization. But yeah, I am a fan of the idea of the lobby. Like, it may actually probably be an easier solution instead of me making a full custom level. Yeah, I have to think about it. Like, the lobby has really only been a new development, because originally the game worked off creating a session inside a map and you join that session. We kind of wanted to be, I wanted to have it more agnostic. Yeah. yeah. I've even looked at saving all my maps, sending them to a local AI model to make a training set, and trying to see if I could prompt it like... Yeah, an AI to build me a JSON file that would build a map. But no, I think it's a bit tall of an ask. But yeah, you could definitely build a map through the JSON. I hadn't even thought of that. One of the coolest things, remember how we always had those issues with like assets not looking correct? Hey, this icon's not right. Like, we have our own tools now. Like, this is scrolling through game assets, and if you're like, you know what, there's an issue with this one, you can click it and it just pulls up a full custom editor screen. Alright, so where am I at now? Let's have a look. I got a heap of stuff to do with lobby and joining, but I probably can't do that on stream because it requires me logging into Steamworks and there's a lot of API access, so I might look at something else. Maybe the audio. Yeah, let's have a look at that. I built a full audio system basically last night with the same modal premise as like the assets, so find out if it worked. Oh. Probably don't need to be launching the game in standalone. Actually, since I am in standalone, I will show you the workshop. Got a couple of tweaks to that and the save menus. To be honest, actually, I haven't tested the workshop in like a month. $100 says it crashes. Alright, settings. Edit, oh, where the hell is it? Windows, Steam Workshop. Oh no, it is still pretty broken, eh? Subscribe. Copy to blueprints. Let's go look at our blueprints. Did we get that? Nope. Oh, it might have been one of the older things. Oh, it does not like pressing escape with a blueprint, does it? Game, are you still alive? What have you done? So weird. And this is why we test. Like, it didn't crash, it hung. Alright, let's kill that. Ew. Oh, it's still embedded in this. I need to have to kill the whole Unreal instance, aren't I? That's fine. Okay, there you go. Launch that back up. So I think the plan is to probably keep doing this for about another 45 and then I will jump off stream and then start working on lobby until like 6 AM maybe? Oh yeah. I wonder what that's actually from. Oh, you might be looking at GPU memory, which would have been Unreal. Unreal dumps a lot of shit in the virtual memory when it's running in editor. To be honest, the performance like in game is way better than it is in editor. Like significantly improved. But I guess like the rig I got at the moment, it's just hungry. It loves its RAM. Okay, so let's test audio just in selected viewport so we don't smash my RAM again. Tags show now. Grab the audio track, doesn't work. Obviously I need to fix the UI. Okay. $100 says it hasn't actually cached the asset since I just reloaded the game, so. Have a look. Game assets, audio. What the shit is it? Oh yeah, and actually most of that RAM usage, I remember, is probably from Visual. Visual Studio is running like the debugger and stuff. So it's so hungry. Okay, so this should work. Oh, there it is, blank audio one. Yeah, so, I just clicked it, now it'll work. Just because until you package the game, it likes to keep soft references so it can asynchronously load it all. Audio. Oh. Why is that? Update durations is failing. F track, get the sound cue, yep. No, let's do an async then. Isn't a function, I can't async load it. Okay, hold on. We will load on begin play. Unclicked, 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 event struct, capture, tick. Now just type it and find it. That's a widget, of course it's an event construct. Initialize, don't care. Yeah, let's chuck it in the initialize actually. Chuck it before this because I'm gonna want the track data in these next two functions. Of course it's not going to work in there, idiot. Because it's a function. You can't do an async in a function. Okay, load async. No, that's real time. There we go, async asset load. I'm going to pop that. Yeah, we'll pop that right at the head. Uncompleted. So we're not going to reference the asset, and I hope that that actually caches itself, because at the end of the day we only want the soft reference. Not happening. Cool. Okay. Now we're going to make a variable. We'll call it track. And we'll set this right at the start. Sound cue, right? Sound cue. Sound cue. Right, we'll cast it to the sound cue class to make sure it is the correct object, and then if the cast is true, we'll just set the track to be that. And come off the completed of the async, obviously, so we're not doing it every time. Cool. So now we should just be able to get the track. Okay, so maybe not there. Okay, that's better. We're actually getting the title. But that means, yeah, that was the correct move. So now it's storing that variable in the actual widget is probably the right move. Okay, let me check out these errors and find out what is going wrong. Rest of it. Okay, we don't care about the unbinds yet. Get current F track is where we're having the problem, which is inside the music player. Okay, so we're just doing his valid check. If it is valid, then we'll just pass it through. If it's not, we'll try... Ah, shit. Why is it so fucking macro? Okay. Let's think. This is in the function library, isn't it? So... shit, there's a lot of functions in this library. Get F track is our big problem, is it? Actually, is it maybe the initialization that's going wrong? Find out. Music player object. Current selected track. It's got no current. Although it really shouldn't need to. Do we even have a track list in it? The cool thing about the music thing is it's got full playlist capabilities. So essentially just play the next song or I'll loop it. You can set playlists and maybe later we can save and share them, but it's there. Okay, here we go. So plus Q duration is the issue. Yeah, let's breakpoint it and try that again. Index 1, start time, audio fade, multiplier, pitch, fine. If we go to the is valid, we have an unknown track class. That's fine, because then we're going to spawn it if it's invalid. Yeah, you should definitely, man. Blueprints, well, I guess they are pretty easy as long as you understand, like, I guess programmatic logic. Yeah, that sounds sick. The biggest thing about the blueprints is really understanding that, like, the different types, because there's like function library. It's the same as like writing stuff in actual C++, like having inheritance and interfaces, dispatches, so you're not like referencing stuff everywhere. Like blueprints are really cool, but they give you the power to fuck it up very easily, and I learned that early on. Hence why like the whole framework of the game changed to use like data-driven design. But yeah, you should jump into it, man. Like it's really good fun. Especially if you're doing 3D like worlds, you could look at I could send you a copy of a plugin I have that will handle all of that stuff in terms of voxelization and rendering spheres. But yeah, it's picking your battles really. If you know what you want to make, then yeah, pretty much normal C++. Yeah, it's the thing is people don't expect it to be like, yeah, they expect it to be something different. They expect it to sort of The best thing about it is, like jumping over to VS here, like these big data assets you see, like they're just C++. They're just header files, like that's all they are. And the cool thing I love with this shit is you can do meta tags. So like, for example, I have this one here, which is like you create an object, you need to put a mesh in it. But what if it doesn't contain a mesh? What if it's a skeletal mesh? Well, then it's going to hide all the static mesh parameters, so you don't actually have the chance to fuck it up. Okay, getting a design doc is the first thing, so you're already halfway there, man. Like, yeah. Like, yeah, they are interchangeable, C++ and Blueprint. I use them both. I really like making my functions in C++ that need to do the heavy lifting, like all the procedural tiles. That's done in C++, but then ported over to Blueprint calls so that you can just call them from the user interface without needing to write Slate, because that stuff is a pain in my ass. I guess the other thing is if you're going to do Unreal, you have to learn the Unreal framework. just because there's so much in there, especially with 5. Like the amount of crap they have, like the world partition manager, nanite, all that kind of stuff, you know, virtual shadows. Yeah, there's lots to manage. Really cool, but very weird. I personally have only done it once or twice when I was working on, like, for a big company doing a racing game. And the finals or someone had some stuff like that. So we're not spawning this track data. Tracklist get sound cue. Alright, we're going to put this in the event because if it's a function, again, we can't run async. So we're going to run a custom event. I can't return freaking track data. Okay, hold on. Can't send a return. I can do it. I can't do it in a macro, can I? Oh, I can. Hell yeah, we can do it on a Mac. Yeah, sweet. Okay, get track data. Oh, dude, good to have you around. It was awesome. Thanks, man. I'm probably going to jump off in like 2025 and then start working on lobby, but I'll be on the Discord and that all night. So, yeah, good luck. Okay, so we'll do it's a macro, so yeah, we've got to start with M. Camel case, but we'll start with a small one. Alright, cool, get track data. Okay, so where the hell did it go? Get track data. We want an ID in. Right, so ID in. We need to put an exec pin on this. Make this an integer and we'll call this ID. Okay. Get you out of there, exec pin. ID, put a return on this. What? Ah, it's already here, idiot. I wonder why I couldn't find the return node. Exec. Now what else are we getting out of that track data? Sound data and then the sound cue data, right? Cue and then object. Okay, so then we want to run async, load asset. Call the loaded object. Yeah, that's it. Cast a sound cue. Make sure that's on the completed, and when that's done, we should have a queue out, which should be really cool. Okay. Well, why am I hitting play? I didn't actually implement the node anywhere, man. Okay, so I would have to then Let's delete that get tracked out and we'll replace it all with a macro where they break. So that makes sense. We'd stop the track if it's not, if it is valid, so that we stop any existing tracks. Let's give it a look. Obviously, you didn't fucking compile first. I really hope this is going to fix this issue because I really don't want to have to keep screwing with this stupid asynchronous loading. I can just put them back to being synchronous. You want... Why are you flipping out now? In a non-event graph. Oh, okay. Cheat. Sucks. It's not really what I want. Yeah, I think I need to go get some food anyway, so I'm probably gonna call it here. If been a good run. I'm probably gonna keep doing this for the rest of the week, streaming each session. So as I try and wrap this up and get it ready to go into proper open alpha. So yeah, thanks for stopping by if you did, and yeah, appreciate it. I'm not doing the